Oh, g'day, I'm just going to do a quick once over on a Miele integrated dishwasher. That's the dishwasher. Right there, handle, integrated dishwasher. So, my version's a granite top, so which changes the instructions a little bit. When you get the instructions, you get all this with pictures, and it's really quite straightforward, but it's hard with pictures. So, anyway, step one, if you've got a granite one, you got to use the little plate. The little plate sits up under there. You use a bit of silicone, and I used a bit of liquid nails. If you don't have a granite top, it's easy. You just use the nails supplied. Ta-da. So next one, it says here nails. So step 3. Most of them will be in the middle. It's pretty unusual for a washing machine up against the wall, so assuming it's in the middle. Put your little clip on there if you need it, but remember, if you got it on the end only, if you're on the middle, you don't need that clip. Next, run your pipes. So the pipes go out the back and they go in there. So that's in the cupboard next door. So the pipe with a great big thumping bit of stuff on it, that's for the water, and then you've got the other pipe which is the drain. So run the pipes and get all that done for you, and then you push the washing machine. I pushed it about half in, not all the way. Now this is where you get some adjustment. When you get it from factory, the feet are on the deck, so the feet are about that high. Most installations, you're going to have to pump it up about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So, as you can see on mine, I've left the kickboard off so that people can see. Had to put it up a fair way. So, the front ones, you just put your hand under there and you just adjust it. It's quite easy. The rear adjustment knobs are right there. Just use a screwdriver and adjust them higher. It's pretty self-explanatory. So there and there. So they lift up the back, and that way you can get level. Once you've done those feet to the height, you adjust it to the top of the bench, or your cupboards next to it. So you see the cupboard there. I just went with the cupboard next to it and left a little tiny bit of space there for the top. So once you do those levels, get those levels right. Then get level and put it across the top of the washer, left and right as well, to make sure it's sitting level. Alright, the next one, you need obviously to have to get the panel, integrated panel. These are 600 panel wide. You just get them from any hardware shop, or you just buy them when you get your kitchen panels. These are egg white panels, but really whenever you get your kitchen, you get your spare panel with it anyway. Righto, so then you put your handle on. It's quite easy, just put the handle up the top. On my case, I just put it even with those handles on those drawers. Very straightforward, easy process. Drill a couple of holes in the back. Obviously you get the middle, drill a couple of holes in the back. The handle come in the screws, and you just cut the screws off to that length. If you've just installed a kitchen, you'll know exactly all this anyway. So then you've got these things here. So there's these little templates you use. Now on the instructions it's pretty bloody confusing, but it's actually very easy. All you do is, this panel won't be on there of course, so you've got these little bars that go down left and right. You just clip that on there, okay? Now you've got this measurement tool. Now the measurement tool's idea is to get the top of where this board sits to where your bench sits, or equal with your other covers. So you put them, oh, sorry, I think I got it around the wrong way. No, that's right, sorry. So you put it like that, the screw holes are there, you'll see the screw holes, and you just raise it and lower it to wherever you need it. So once you get it in the right position, you just use a pencil and mark it across. In my case it was perfect anyway, so I didn't actually need to do any marking, but if you've got a different height bench or whatever, you need a pencil mark. Okay, so then you get that stuff, remove the panel, the little cross section bit, just by pulling it up and out. It's got 4 little hooks on it, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you transport that onto the back of your integrated panel. Basically, if I'll just pretend that there's the panel. There's these little hooks here. You'll see exactly. It's actually got spots on the piece of metal where these slide into. Slide into them, raise and lower it as you need to, and use a bit of sticky tape to hold it down, and then you drill the holes. So, as per the picture, you measure it there to the height of your bench, and then you take the bars off, and then you'll see that there's the measurements across the top, and then you stick it to your integrated panel, which is there. As I said, that's where you mark it. So that panel here moves up, that panel moves up and down according to where the top of yours is, so that you get all these screw holes in the right spot. And then you tape it down. Make sure you get the middle, of course, so middle across the top, left or right of the panel, mark the middle, and you'll see the 2 little holes that you just do that. So then it's easy, get the middle, get the screws, 5 screws on each side, you'll see it, and then you take the tape off. Then your integrated panel is all done. You just get the panel. This is pretty awkward because it's a bit heavy now. It's a bit of wood. So you got to shut the dishwasher and you got to lever it on, push the top and the bottom at the same time, and then you lever it and it clicks into place. Now, one thing I never worked out, these little side screws here, it says to adjust them. Don't know, I adjusted them and they didn't seem to do anything. So if you can tell me what the hell they do, that would be pretty good, because I don't know, they didn't do anything. I'm assuming they push the panel in or out, up or down or something, but they did nothing for me. So your panel's on. Right, so the next step is, see there's those screws? Don't know, didn't do anything. So the next step is to get your adjustment right, so that you open the panel, open the door, open it, and it goes to 45 degrees, which it does. So there's the little screws under here, you'll see them, it's up the top there. You'll see it there. See, it's got a picture of a spring on it, and you just use that. It took a fair bit. I reckon I must have done 50 turns. I don't know. So I just gave up. I got a little drill and started using the drill very lightly on a very, very low torque setting, just in case. Then after a couple of minutes of adjustments and a little bit of play, it worked out well. Okay, so that's that. Obviously, again, if you've got these funny corner things, you do that. So then I've got the screws. You've got 4 screws. Once you get it in position, make sure your gaps are all good. Gaps are all good. Adjust the feet, minor adjustments of the feet, up or down, left or right, to get your beautiful gaps. So then you get those funny shaped screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you've got the gaps in that dishwasher in perfect position, do that. Sorry, I neglected to say earlier, remember you need to run the power cable too. You'll see that when you do the, I'll make a note on the YouTube video. Alright, so do that. Now a little bit of work with a kickboard. There's 2 options. You got to go from step 18 to 20 or 19, depending on what method you're going to use. 19 is for if you supply your own piece of wood and you do your own bit of kickboard, or you can use the panel that is provided in the kit. If you've got boring, you can just stick that on. I'll show you that in a minute. Or what I'm going to be doing, I've got a piece of kickboard. A piece of kickboard, same as that. So you put your bit of kickboard, screw it onto them, and they go into there. You need 2 hands for that job. So anyway, your kickboard goes onto there, and you just push that in and then bring it out to whatever desired position. Now, you'll need to cut it, because when you open this up, it actually will cut a full height kickboard. So You just measure it where it hits it. If it taps it across there, you're going to have to cut your kickboard maybe about 1 centimetre to 1.5 centimetres lower. That's what mine was. Okay, so these come in and out. There's a little switch here left, and they're a little bit of a bugger to put in, but you just got to wiggle them and push them, and they eventually do go in there. It's a lot easier with 2 hands, of course. So, okay, and then you push your kickboard in, and that's about it. Now I'm not going to worry about how do you got to put you got to do your soap once you get power on. You got to do your salt run first, I think. If you read the instructions, it tells you all that. There's a salt loading bay. I think that's something here. Anyway, I'll let you read the instructions over that. I'm not getting involved with loading the thing. I just build it. I don't worry about doing that. That's Helen's job. Okay. So yes, I think this is all to do with the salt. You got to do a particular bit of kit on the first wash with the Miele's. Okay, no worries. So I'll do this one, and then I'll run you through how to do the cooktop and the oven. So yeah, okay. Oh, and that's the range hood too. So I'll show you quickly how to do the range hood in another video.